Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy. One skip. I am, you're not. I am, you're not. I am, you're not. You're not. Guys, how you doing? Welcome to my world. What did you eat, drink, smoke? What are you guys doing? Seriously. Guys, so Trixie Layne and I went through a brand new FOIA about 48 hours ago. And lo and behold, it was up on YouTube. And now it's not up on YouTube. We're going to put it back up on YouTube. Yeah, right now. So, guys, those that watched it, didn't watch it, want to watch it again, come on over and watch it. And again, super shout out to Cherokee Girl for allowing us to get into these FOIAs and get into it. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Straight out of context, apparently these came from. And a big shout out to Into the Weeds podcast for the FOIAs that they came up with. Guys, come on board. I'm going live to prove that I'm here, guys. I'm going live to prove that I am here. I am here, guys. Can you hear me? Trixie's running a few minutes late. I am not. I am here on time. How you guys doing? What's going on? Guess what I'm eating? Wendy's fish sandwich. Guess what else? Jamie from Milk, Honey, and Mayhem got one of my shirts. Same one I got. Hi, Renelle. How are you? Renelle Smith on board. I'm sorry, guys. I was sleeping because, I work at night. Hi, Sky Lane, Angela, Joy. I'm drinking coffee. It is a comfortable shirt, isn't it? Milk, Honey, and Mayhem, Jamie. You know what this is, guys? Honey Crispy. It tastes just like apple. It's got weed in it. Erica Bamforth, how are you doing? Finding peace. Scratch that last emoji. I didn't see it. Yeah, so I'm waiting on Trixie Layne. But I just woke up, took care of my dogs. Wait a minute. And I gave them marrow bones to keep them busy. Danny, there's yours. You have French fry because marrow bones are frozen. It is good. It's 10 milligrams of weed in here. 10 milligrams of weed, 5 milligrams of CBD. Can you see it? And it tastes really, really good. Really good. I'm sorry I'm eating in front of you, but at least I'm not running late like Trixie Layne. Oh, that was gross. I'm sorry I did that in front of you. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Marissa, how you doing? Sam, Megan, how you doing? Trixie Layne is ready to come on board. Let's do it. Hey, lady, you're late. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What's the matter? You don't sound very happy.
Oh, I'm very happy. I just got done with crunching down on these papers.
Nobody knows. I didn't say anything.
They're gonna find out. They're gonna.
I made them seem like we're contagious. I made them seem like we're contagious. Somebody wanted to see my drink.
Oh, lovely.
No, there's weed in here. There's weed in here, but it tastes just like apple. It tastes just like apple. 10 milligrams of THC, 5 milligrams of CBD. Hi, Mom.
Oh, Toddy, I love you to death.
I love you too. Thank you. I'm glad I love you.
They're about to learn because I'm going to give you a little tip. I just found out these were printed March 20th of this year, so it's brand new.
Let's give a huge shout out to Cherokee Girl.
Yes, Cherokee Girl
sent this to us.
Yep, Cherokee Girl had sent me a FOIA of just Gypsy Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a pinch, and she did get it from Straight Out of Context. I'm sorry, am I saying that right? Straight Out of Context Drive.
Straight Out of Context, right? That's correct. She said that's where she got it.
Yeah, it is 114 pages. Sorry, say that again.
Opa's Angels sent gifted 5 memberships. I wanted to say thank you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay. So it is 114 pages, and I've gone over it twice in the last couple of hours. And I actually went through the whole thing.
Thank you for that.
And while I was doing that, I was watching the new episode.
While you were doing that, I was sleeping, so I'm joking with you.
I wish I was sleeping. I need a nap, Toddy.
I know, but it's funny because you were saying while you were crunching 114 pages, I was sleeping.
And I know I'm getting hopped up on caffeine right now, and I'm going to get in trouble for that. Caffeine makes me a little nutty. So with that being said, there are some potential golden nuggets in this.
That's what you said.
Yeah. The only unfortunate part is I did not get to clip out those certain pages, but I did highlight everything so I can just move quickly through it.
Well, everybody thinks we have something contagious. Do you you want to get going? Because I made it seem like, did you see what I wrote? We both.
I did not see what you wrote.
Yeah, I wrote something like we both caught something. I made it seem like we had some sort of contagious bug or something.
Yay. Yeah. Well, the FOIAs are contagious. Let me see if I can get this up. Okay, so I've got it shared. You just have to change your layout, I believe.
Okay. I will.
Yes. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't know. Well,
if you're going to read this, I'm going to close it. Hold on. All right, let's try not to talk over each other because it's hard for people to hear. Let me answer a question for Kathy Hanna because she is the subscriber that is always there. I got this at the dispensary, Kathy. A lot of dispensaries have these beverages. If you live in a state that has recreational and or medical marijuana, and if you are a medical marijuana patient, or if you have regular recreational, you can go to the dispensaries. They have them there. Okay, I'm ready to go with you, Trixie Layne.
Oh, yeah. So a huge shout out real quick, Toddy, to Gypsy Rose Sexy Tongue. I love that name for whoever that is in your chat right now.
Oh, funny.
I cannot resist. I am so sorry. So guys, I don't have a way to zoom in on these. I apologize, but when we're done, because I want Into the Context to have like some sort of little watermark on it at least so people know where it came from when they downloaded it, but I'll throw it in that, public drive. So, all right. So I apologize. You guys will be able to read it. I promise. Okay, so starting on page 2, there is some interesting stuff that I had come across. First of all, and we're going to cover it through this, the $1 million bond, open court bond only, which means she could only post bond through the courts and not through a bondsman. But it gets better. It gets better as we move through these, okay? And then she enters a plea of not guilty on count 1 and count 2. Go figure. That's a shocker, right?
It doesn't shock me.
What I did forget to highlight here is motion to shorten. Oh wait, no, I did not forget to highlight. That's why I thought there was something there at first, but I overlooked it. Of course, she's still pleading not guilty, even through going through more court dates. There's some juicy stuff. I just got to figure out where it is. I did mark it all, but
take your time because I was sleeping.
Yeah. So this one is what got me. Defendant's oral objection to filing of charges. So what she did is she filed an objection to her charges to have them either reduced or thrown out by saying that there is either lack of probable cause. That one's a laugh. The prosecution is in violation of procedural rules, which, well, yeah, but not for her. Or statutes of limitations, which does not apply here. Or court did not have the authority to hear the case, which also does not apply here. And then the state did announce that they're not seeking the death penalty, which we knew.
Can we let them? Can we get them to please change their mind? Have they seen Gypsy as of late?
Dude, let me tell you.
I think they made a mistake with her. Nick, I don't know, but they made a mistake with her. Is that a horrible thing to say? She's a new mom, doesn't know how to be a mom, still hasn't learned anything, doesn't take any responsibility. I don't see any change in her. I see her being worse, actually.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you saw, I posted a community post just a little bit ago in response to her last episode that just aired last night. And I said, oh, it was so funny. I said something along the lines like, sorry, schnookums, but even though you're about to be off parole, it doesn't mean you can have a gun. You're still a felon. But nice of you to try when you go to plead. You know, I need protection.
I watched like the first 5 minutes of it and I did a whole video on it. So, and then now I started the second 10 minutes of it and I've already got a response video ready for them. So it's so easy to say, what about her? You know what I mean? To say,
right.
Are you stupid? It's just unbelievable. I didn't see the video Fancy posted today, Tanya.
We don't watch Fancy.
Go ahead, Trixie.
Okay, so not seeking death penalty, which there's something really interesting about that, because if you notice the date that we had said earlier about the bond and it being, only through the courts, open court only bond, that was, back in June. This is November. Okay. Why would somebody who has the death penalty hanging over their head currently have a bond at all? That part always gets me. But then I figured out why, and it still makes no more sense than it did now. And we'll eventually get to that. I have that highlighted too. Okay. So we moved down the ladder of July of 2016. She did enter a plea of guilty finally, based on the plea agreement, which was shitty, by the way. And, sorry, Toddy. Crappy. Sentenced to 10 years DOC, but the funny part is $68 towards crime victims, fees, and costs. $68. That's kind of an insult, don't you think?
$68 for what?
For crime victim fees and costs. I believe that goes to the victims. Now, I'm not 100% sure.
What is it that they're trying to get $68 from in regards to Dee Dee? Like what the...
Nothing from my understanding. It just says crime victims fee and costs. I think it shows that paper further on, like the actual document. So we'll see it.
I bet you it's probably $68 to file that.
Possibly. I know when she was transferred to DOC, a payment of $68 was made to them, and there is a receipt for that. And then she has a balance of $330.50 for her jail fees, which is ridiculous. She spent a year in jail. Nicholas spent a few years in jail, and he ended up with over $20,000 worth of jail fees.
He's continuing. He's continuing. We already know how unfair it was for Nicholas. We definitely know that. And I reached out to Tyler. His email doesn't work because I heard from somebody else, and I haven't heard from him. I still haven't heard from him. I will reach out again tomorrow to him if I don't hear from him by the end of the day today. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. When we get back to the bond thing again, I would like to eventually check to see if Nick was given the same respect as she was with her bond amount, because even though they were the same, she had a nice little stipulation in there that I didn't recognize until today. Funny thing, record request.
Welcome. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You cut me off anytime, Toddy.
No, I don't like doing that. I'm really sorry about that.
Dr. Phil requests for documents. So Dr. Phil, and this being in 2017 after when Nicholas is gearing up for, trial. Well, what year did Nick go to trial? Was that 2018?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
I think he went. I think it began. I don't remember.
I thought he went in 2016. Nick went to trial.
No, I don't think it started in 2016 because that was when Gypsy took her plea deal and they were doing everything to screw him over.
So, okay. So you would know better than me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it started in like 2017 or 2018, but anywho, so Dr. Phil requests it, but it's not just Dr. Phil. We've got multiple production companies requesting all of these documents on the Gypsy Rose stuff. So they knew all along everything that's been going on with this case. And mainstream media still gave her this damn voice when they had all this information. Oh, but it does get better. It gets so much better, guys. I promise. This is just
so you're correct. He was in trial November 2018. You're right.
Which was the exact time.
Shortly before trial in 2018, Gypsy pleaded guilty. In 2016, the second degree MURDER. After a brief trial in November 2018, Godejohn had committed the attack on Dee Dee, was convicted of first degree MURDER.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So we've got several mainstream media records requesting these records. And then requesting the name change. So I remember a long time ago, Fancy was hooting and hollering. She requested a name change by the state of Arkansas. So this was for her to change her name to Anderson because she had just married Ryan. Why it was the state of Arkansas, I have no idea. That part's definitely a mystery to me because they were married in Missouri. So, and she has no ties to Arkansas, and Dan Glidewell does not count. Let me see. Still moving along, guys. I apologize.
You keep looking, I'll make jokes. So you know what's funny, guys, is Dan Glidewell doesn't count according to Trixie Layne, but he counted enough for Gypsy to unalive her mom for.
Yeah, well.
Woo! I got a drum set in the other room. Should I set it up? Dun.
So we got the motion to preserve all investigator. I can't even say that word. Yeah, that's basically how my day's been.
Hi, Cindy.
The notes. So basically, it's just saying they may not alter or destroy evidence or any of the notes, like the reports from the police officers that were on scene and took reports and such. However, I still think they all did, but that's just me.
No, it's April 1st, but we're not pranking you guys. I promise 1,000,000%. We just got these. I got them. I didn't realize what I got because I was busy with the criminal charges that we're dealing with. There's so much stuff. It's all organized, and I could thank, I'm not going to thank the person. I don't know that they are going to want to be thanked, but I mean, it's so organized. I only had to add the stuff that I had. So guys, you're amazing. You're so amazing. You need to hear that. If nobody's told you that today, you guys are all amazing. So thank you.
Hey Toddy, how many people are watching right now?
151 people saw me say that they're all amazing.
Aw, good. She wants something, guys.
I don't want anything. I just want to say how much I appreciate them because they're amazing.
Well, you're pretty amazing yourself too, Toddy. I saw your text.
I get very embarrassed, so we're not going to go there. Keep reading. Come on, I went to sleep. You went to work. Let's go, lady.
Defendant is entitled to all reports written by law enforcement officers. I beg to differ because she's a lunatic. But okay. So warrant for her arrest. All 3 birthdays are listed on the warrant.
All of Gypsy's 3 birthdays. All of her are just the years wrong, or is it the same day, but the years are wrong?
Yeah, just the year.
Right.
1992, 95, and 91.
Right.
So I'm so glad I got the warrant, warrant for the arrest, because I've been looking all over for this. There was a dispute going on for quite a while, wondering where this was, because it was to be believed that the U.S. Marshal Services were the ones that did the transfers for the inmates, Gypsy and Nick, at separate times, from Wisconsin to Springfield. And if that were the case, then they would have been watching her this whole time, is what I was told. And I wanted to know if that was fact. Well, unfortunately, they did not. That was a deputy.
What do you mean they weren't watching her the whole time? They were driving. They were the one that did the transfer. I don't. They transferred them. They either transferred them. I mean, they transferred them. They transferred them by vehicle, from my understanding, didn't they?
Right. But the deputy.
I don't even know that they were in the same car together, to be honest with you.
No, they went they went 2 weeks apart. Gypsy came back first, and then Nicholas.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm thinking? Okay, I'm thinking of something totally different. But when they were taken in for the charge of that, so you're saying that no, they both went to. Oh,
you're talking about in Waukesha? Yeah, they were arrested at the same time and went together.
They were arrested at the same time, but you're talking about when they went to back to Missouri
when they were extradited.
Okay, when they were going back. Okay.
So who drove them back was not U.S. Marshal Services. It was a deputy from Greene County. So that was sad and disappointing on my behalf.
Why? Why does that make a difference? Explain why, please.
Because I was really hopeful. Because once you're on the radar, you're on the radar for something that, and it's federal. It's federal.
So what would have been the difference if they're just transporting her? I'm trying to understand, please, because if I don't understand, a lot of these people don't understand.
So I don't think there's going to be much of a difference, other than, she's been on their radar before on a federal level to keep watch for such a horrible crime.
Is that not true? Miss Anonymous wrote, marshals are responsible for transport.
Yep. That's what I was told. They should have done the transport.
So what she's saying is they went out of, they didn't go follow protocol, is what you're saying, Trixie.
They didn't follow protocol the second they,
a lot of people don't.
State lines and mailed the weapon over state lines through federal postal services.
Yeah, because that made it federal. And the fact that it was all done online through 2 different states made it federal too, from my understanding.
Yes.
So why didn't it go federal?
That's what I would love to know, why Greene County did not notify the FBI like they were supposed to. They didn't.
Well, we've notified the FBI. We definitely did, from the stuff that happened with Fancy and the infiltration group. Because I told you last week they reached out to me and they needed something of mine. So they definitely, the FBI's involved now. They're going to be involved again over the other stuff. But anyway, so I'm sorry. So continue on, because there's stuff here that, I didn't know, and obviously the viewers didn't know. There's 175 viewers. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget, Trixie Layne has a channel, and the person that gave us these, Cherokee Girl, I believe, has a channel. What's the other one? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be straight out of context. That's the woman with all the tattoos, I believe. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so she has a channel. I know that because I know how she looks like.
Yes. Okay, so this is what really got me. So did she have a surety bond or what? Because that's 10%. Why would you even have a bond that you can pay? Okay, so aside from that, like, even with the death penalty hanging over her head, one thing that got me about this is I think after seeing this, I almost wonder if she wasn't planning to go home after what she had done, and being interrogated, because I got to thinking about it. If she really only had to pay the courts $25,000 right off the bat and then make payments or whatever it was she was going to be doing, all she was Dee Dee's beneficiary. All she had to do was put the house up. She was charged. She wasn't convicted yet, so she was still beneficiary at the time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Let me just address this. Joy. I'm sorry, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't know why I put that up. I meant to put something else up, so I didn't mean to put that up. So, thank you for that. I appreciate the membership so much. I do. It helps the channel immensely, but it doesn't really benefit you guys. So somebody wrote that they were a little skint this month and they wanted to be a member. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate when you guys do buy your memberships and stuff like that. But there is no real perk because I can't do that. I just can't give out something that doesn't cost me anything and charge somebody for it and put I don't want this ever to be a caste system. That's why I don't have moderators. So I don't think as long as I'm financially okay, there is no reason for me to put membership benefits. So please understand that it's not, the benefit is mine, to be honest with you. And a big ass thank you. And I guess you guys get these emojis, which I would be happy to try to work on those emojis so that you guys can get special emojis, because I saw by accident where I could do that. So I will try to work on that. Anyway, I'm sorry, Trixie Layne. I just saw that, and that's what I thought I had pinned because I'm
no
blind.
worries.
All right, so yeah, so what you're showing us here is so I think in Case thinks, I believe, and Ivory Rose, is that the one that's working with Nina right now reading the
Ivory Rose knows? Yes.
Okay, so Ivory Rose knows. She said that she also thought that Gypsy was after that she was supposed to go back. So I added that into a video that I did because I never thought of it. I called it the Plan B. So it's in my opinion that Plan A was that Nick wasn't supposed to leave there. You know my theory about that. But once he got out of there, once she got out of there and found herself in that situation, I think that's when she said, let me mail this knife. Let me start making it look like he unalived my mom. And so I think that she was planning on definitely leaving. I think she definitely was planning on leaving that interrogation room and going back to her house. And yeah.
And is it possible she had two plans? One for if she was going to and one if she wasn't?
I think that Plan B came along after the fact. I think she definitely just planned on the unaliving and the leaving. And then when it went to shit, she needed a Plan B, and that was made up as it went along. That's my opinion.
Right. Yeah. And with these FOIAs coming out, I'm starting to get so just
trying to think. You're starting to say Toddy was right, man. She was like a fly on the wall.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, is it left? Is it right? Which one?
Jesus Christ is not okay with this situation. He's fuming over it. This is not
he's not. It's like, help us here because I'm losing it.
I know, T. Marie. I actually have spoken a long time about the fact that she didn't get herself a bus ticket.
Yes.
I think she would have taken the money. I do think she would have taken all the money had Nick had the home invasion theory that I came up with, that I believe is true. I totally believe that she would have taken that money had Nick been unalived. Hey, Kung Fu Panda, how are you? Haven't seen you in a minute. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I do think that she was going to take the money and run, and all of that had Plan A come to fruition. But Plan A didn't come to fruition because whoever came upon the scene said, I ain't doing this shit. And which left her with Nick, which left her to go. and leave.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And misbehaving the beneficiary thing. Dee Dee was allegedly sick, so I believe I read somewhere, now correct me if I'm wrong, so this is just speculation. I believe Gypsy had medical power of attorney over her mother. I know Dee Dee didn't have anything else. I think. I do not know for sure, but I do know that
Let's talk about facts. Let's talk about facts. We got a bunch of facts in front of us.
I do know for sure she was in the will and the only person listed in the will.
Well, I believe that she lived her life for her daughter and she died for her daughter.
Correct.
What else is going on in these FOIAs? Because these are definitely.
This is going to prove what an absolute nasty snake Michael Stanfield really is. You guys ready for this? Did Mike Stanfield say Gypsy's going to die in jail if she's convicted of murder in the first degree if she goes to trial, right?
Yep.
So this is Michael Stanfield, a little bit earlier in this FOIA, requested a motion of discovery, right? For everything. He wanted everything, and they granted it, of course.
So he knew exactly what was going on.
But here's the fun part. So he got all the DVDs, all the evidence, everything.
Listen, whoa. So I don't even know what a DVD is, so I need you to explain that, because if I don't know, there's people that don't know. They're going to be like, Toddy, what's a DVD? And I'm going to be like, I don't know. What is it?
Well, a DVD is a disc that has, you can burn music onto it, movies, what have you.
A DVD? I thought you said it. I'm sorry, man. That's funny, guys. That's funny. It's not because I'm stoned either. I thought she said DVD, which was initials for something. I thought it was initials for a file that had to do with something like FOIA. You know what I'm saying? I feel stupid. I want to go home.
No,
man, I'm embarrassed.
The chat's giving me a little fun.
DVDs, guys, and I'm there. I'm not thinking DVDs. I know what a DVD is, guys. Now I'm embarrassed. That's doing live. I really thought you said because I'm thinking files, and when you said, I know what a DVD is, but I really thought you said DBD, and I'm like, what does that stand for? You know. So anyway, I'm sorry. That made everybody laugh. Everybody's laughing. Somebody spilled. Okay, somebody had drinks that went forward and everything.
He got everything. He got everything hand delivered to his office and certified signed that he did receive them. 7/13/2015, exactly 30 days later after the unaliving. So Gypsy wasn't even in Missouri 3 weeks, and he had all of it. Every bit of it. He knew. So he went on a whole year concocting this false defense, this bogus defense.
So was it Stanfield or was it the other guy?
Stanfield.
So it was Stanfield that came up with all of this. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, because at first I thought it was Christy, and that doesn't make any sense to me because I don't think Christy has any feelings. Yeah. I don't think Christy has any love for her stepdaughter because that would have shown throughout the years. And
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who explicitly came up with the Munchausen by proxy ideas and stuff, but I wouldn't put it past them not to sit there and collaborate the way that they did.
I want you to answer this question because I don't know the answer to it. If you know the answer to it, maybe you did. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Possibly. I'll have to think. Let me think about
it. No, I'm reading something else I want to put up there, but go ahead. What were you saying about that?
Oh, I was just saying possibly I'm going to have to think about that.
Okay. So somebody put this up.
Oh. That's hilarious. I love it. Right. Guys, I know nothing about Nick's camera. I have no idea. I haven't seen
Okay, so I'm trying to put things up so that you see them. Okay. All right. We're good.
I appreciate you. That helps actually. I have no idea. Last I knew, Nick was denied having his own camera and what came from that. according to his FOIA. I haven't looked any further yet, but I promise I am trying. Okay, so one other thing. So these are all just the discoveries, guys. I'm skipping them because we know he got everything. But this one stood out to me. Cab drivers did they interview that were involved with giving Gypsy and Nick rides back and forth? Because from my understanding, it was like 4 or 5, and some like 2 of them gave them rides more than once. The next day and stuff. Same driver. But I'm sitting here looking, and there's like 9 or 10 different cabs on here that they took. Now, am I seeing things wrong, guys?
No, I know that they spoke to at least one cab driver because there was some there was a little bit of discrepancy when it came to how long the cab driver was actually waiting outside the house that night with Nick in the car and Gypsy.
Right.
And they said it was a long time, but when you read the report, it wasn't that long at all. So I know that they spoke with one cab driver, but I don't know if they spoke. Well, Misbehaving saying that they spoke to 2 cab drivers.
Yeah, they spoke to a male and a female cab driver.
Okay.
The police interviews of those are up somewhere. They've been up for a long time.
Thank you, Carla.
And you guys, I know you're not yelling at me. I'm yelling because I'm excited and passionate. I apologize.
I didn't see anybody say you were yelling at them.
Yeah, it was a little bit further. No, they said, I apologize. I wasn't yelling at you.
Oh, okay.
So I was just saying, like, I know they're not yelling at me. Okay. Yeah. So, request for payment. I thought this was interesting because Dan Patterson's office requested the $13 for reimbursement for the death certificate of Dee Dee Blanchard.
What? Say that again?
They requested the death certificate of Dee Dee Blanchard. Dan Patterson's office.
Okay, well, I can see why they would. I mean, I understand why they would do that. Why do you find that weird?
The fact that it was a month after after Dee Dee had been found, they knew all along the true date of the time of death that was given, which was originally the 9th. The 9th. June 9th. I don't know who came back and said June 10th a long time after, but the original time of death is June 9th.
For a month at least it said June 9th. For a month it said it, not June 9th?
It said June 9th for the longest time. I don't know when it changed. I don't know how it changed. It wasn't redacted. I mean, because when Sheriff Arnott did his press conference release, he even amended his statements and never once changed that date. It stayed.
Why do you think Dan Patterson would need the death certificate?
For the time of death?
To change it? Have it changed up?
I still haven't seen anything regarding that either. I haven't seen.
Yeah, but we don't know who changed it, and it was definitely changed, or no?
I think so, but at the same time, I don't know because I've not seen actual documentation where it says the 10th.
Because Nick got there on the morning of the 10th.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying it was so urgent that we figured that out, because
is this the thing that was your golden nugget? Is this the thing that was your golden nugget?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, you said you have a golden nugget. I'm like, okay, this is pretty important. If they're saying, and it was on there and there's actual proof of that, that's a big deal. To change the death certificate a month or so after somebody's been unalive, that is like suspicious.
But I have to wonder.
Degree. What do you have to wonder?
The MP report never gave a time of death. The only thing that they can be going off of is the fact that David Blanchard and Kim Blanchard and Tamara Rose reported that they haven't seen Dee Dee since June 10th, which they did not say that. They said it's been a few days, and the officers reporting wrote down June 10th. They never said
but wait a minute. I think that if you're really questioning about when Dee Dee was unalived, I honestly think that that's in the Facebook messages with Gypsy. What do you
Oh,
mean
in the
no?
messages, maybe yes.
Yeah, I think when she said that all of that stuff that Nick supposedly did, I think honestly that was the time of her unaliving. And
Oh,
I
and it's
think, and then I think, and here's what I think. I think because Gypsy never wanted to leave and never wanted to go and live with Nick, and that all fell apart. That once she got to Nick's and was there for a couple days, she said, fuck, how do I get the fuck out of this situation? And that's when she went ahead and wrote those messages. And it wasn't so that they would find her mom. It was so like, what the
she
fuck?
could
How come
brag.
they haven't found my mom and I'm still here? That's what I think happened. Not, I hope they find my mom. That's not somebody that unalives her mom and says, I hope they find her now. You know what I'm saying? That's not that. That's somebody that says, man, why is it taking so long for them to find my mom? Because I want to get the hell out of here. So that's when I think she wrote on the Facebook thing. And that's because she knew that she was going to be found that way. She had already sent the weapon there. It was already a plan in the making. It was just a matter of when she was going to pull the trigger on it.
So, Gypsy, now do you see what happens when you become impatient? You could have easily gotten away with it. You
She
could
could
have
have
even
gotten
faked
away
your own
with
death.
it easy peasy without even doing these horrible things to her mom. All she had to
I
do was
agree.
give her too much insulin. That was it. And this would have been done with, and nobody would have looked into it. I don't know where the second knife is, Noodles. I didn't even know there was a second knife, to be honest with you, until. So I think somebody was there to help her with the situation, but I didn't know. Maybe the second knife was there in case the first knife broke.
The second knife was there. It was there.
Yeah, no. I'm answering a question. I didn't know. I'm saying that I didn't know.
Okay.
I know now, and I've known for a while. You guys, you're gonna make me make merch that says "What's a DVD?" Right? I can see it now. I can see the merch now. What's a DVD? You guys, you know.
They're not gonna let you live that one down.
I'm gonna start wearing what are those things? Hearing aids. I'm gonna start wearing.
I need some of those. You know, hey, let's go together, Toddy.
DVD was the last thing I was thinking of. I'm in a folder with you. That's what I'm seeing. I'm looking at files.
I need a fanny pack of what's a DVD is what constant comment says.
Anyway, go ahead.
Boy.
I'm sorry.
Call them FOIA DVDs. Gypsy's toothbrush. All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? This is just basically the felony complaints, guys. It's nothing that we haven't already seen. State's witnesses, we've already seen. Okay, so notice of hearing and suggestions. This is where Mike Stanfield asks the courts to sever the cases, to split Gypsy and Nick up and give them both two different court case numbers, case ID numbers, so that they can have different defenses and be completely separated, just 100%. So basically, it will say a separate file number shall be assigned to each defendant named in a criminal complaint, or information that the file numbers shall be related in the automated case management system for scheduling and other processing. So at this point, since they were granted, they shouldn't be running into each other anymore, period. Like, except for when she goes to trial to testify as the witness. So, and then this is where Gypsy gives another oral objection to.
You know, every time you say oral, I go to toothbrush, but go ahead.
She really puts herself out there, doesn't she, Toddy?
Yeah. Yes, she does.
Request for discovery. This is from Mr. Michael Stanfield. And I kind of got a chuckle out of the very first one he puts. I want the names of the last known addresses of the person who the state intends to call as witnesses at any hearing or trial. Of course you do. You want to manipulate them. You want to buy them off or threaten them, whatever it is you're allegedly, whatever it is you're doing, Michael Stanfield, because you're a snake. And you managed to get away with it with God knows who else. It's ridiculous. I hate this guy. I really do. And I know hate's a strong word, but I have hate for this dude. Like, it's strong. Okay, so we got through pretty much all the goods for the most part, but we're not done. We're not done. We still got a little bit. So everything from here on out is just media coordinating stuff. So I'm just going to skip over it. Motion to endorse. I have no idea. Oh, those are labs. They probably sent in labs and wanted the results. I didn't even read that, to be honest with you. Inmate request to staff. So this is Gypsy's handwriting. Look how much it improved in just 1 year. 1 year. That's her handwriting. That's beautiful. That's crazy. She wants all the docket sheets for her case now that she has pled guilty. Why would you want those if you've already pled guilty? Are you trying to file your appeals, Gypsy? Because I know you wrote to Donald Trump and to Mike Parsons, which was at the time our senator. So I just find that interesting that she gets this sweet plea deal, and I'm pretty sure she was attempting to go for something bigger because she really and truly believes she is not at fault. Remember, she gave 2 different oral denials on top of not guilty multiple times. How far is she going?
Hang on one second. Somebody, this is something I thought about. And so here's the thing. What if that was something that happened after she was unalived? If that was something that happened after she was unalived, I don't believe she would have bled out. Yep. Right? Am I correct in that?
Yep, that's what my friend who works in a morgue had told me. Because I had showed him the pictures, and he is very certain that she was passed away for at least 2 hours before that had happened to her neck.
I believe that. I also believe, to be honest with you, that something happened in that hallway and she was crawling out. Yep. Here's the thing. They could have done, Gypsy could have done, she could have given her mom too much insulin. She could have pumped air in her mom's veins. She could have
pure hatred.
Huh?
I said that was pure hatred.
What she did was brutal and long and torturous and, just diabolical. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what kind of death it is when somebody puts, when somebody messes with the insulin, you know what I mean? But it can't be near as bad. I think pumping air in makes somebody have a heart attack or something, if I'm correct. So that might be something that's a little painful for sure, but man, it can't be as painful as what this woman went through. I mean, imagine Dee Dee. Yeah, I mean, she gave so much to her daughter and for her daughter. And imagine, going out that way. And the last thing that is this is the way your daughter wanted you to go. Like that is just
torture her.
That is just so horrific. So horrific. You know what I'm saying? It is so horrific. And Gypsy could say, well, she tortured her because she tortured her. But that would be untrue because that was never her alibi until somebody gave it to her.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And she keeps changing her alibi over and over and over again. First it was this, then it was that. And never once did she say that she was abused. Never once until well after her mom's unaliving. She didn't even say it during the interrogation. She just said that her mom wanted her out and it was time for her to go. But never once did she ever say anything about being abused. And we don't see one picture of it. We don't see any. Look at what's up with that guy in Connecticut. They finally have shown inside of where he was kept. That's abuse. You look at the way that Timothy Ferguson was treated by his mom and his brother. That was abuse. There was not, this Gypsy had everything. All of the toys, all of the gifts, all of the movies, all of the costumes, all of everything. She was overindulged. How do you call that abuse? You know, of course, we can all say there's mental, there's emotional. I don't think the emotional, except from her dad. Mental, I don't know. Maybe she was. I don't think it's healthy to keep somebody locked into a house. And when I say locked into a house, I don't mean physically locked in. There was never any bars or anything on the windows or anything that kept Gypsy inside, nothing like that. But the fact that she didn't go outside and she didn't, you know, mess with people her age, or when she did, listen, she wanted to push their eyes back into their head. So maybe there was a reason for that. You know, I just think that there's so much that showed the complete opposite. And yet, look at what's going on here. There's absolutely no proof. Some guy came up with a fucking alibi for this person for God knows what reason. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if it was sexual, because Gypsy's all about that. That keeps coming out over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, she's got issues that she's got to... Come on, man. Come on. No, I'm sorry. I know I went on a tangent.
No, you're good. You know, everybody enjoyed that. I enjoyed that too. Well, not to be like, I'm not going to throw shade here, but I'm just going to say it. You know, Mike Stanfield's wife, she is not a trophy wife. She's not even really all that, you know, appealing. So, you know, chasing Gypsy all over the United States constantly for whatever they're doing all the time for alleged work, or as they would call it, work. It's not my opinion. You know, I agree. You know, it could have been sexual. You're not far off base there, Toddy.
Well, I mean, she is. Everything comes down to that. Look at that. Look at that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, definitely. And listen, I don't think Gypsy's any kind of trophy wife either, but if somebody's in the kink, that would be the person.
Yeah, right. If you guys watched my Exposing the Blanchards Part 3, you would know she's really into that kink. Okay. I'm not going to show this right now because there's an amended version that has a little more on it. Plea agreement. State amends charge to murder in the second degree. Defendant to be sentenced on day of plea to 10 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. Defendant acknowledges that murder in the second degree is a dangerous. I threw in very. Felony, and by law, defendant will be required to serve 85% of her sentence before becoming eligible for parole consideration. $68 civil judgment.
There's that box you talked about.
Yeah, it's that CVCF.
It's just a fee for something. It's a fee for something, it seems like.
It's to put it, yeah, it says Crimes Victims Compensation Fund, so maybe it's I'm not sure. I've heard of it, but I'm something that they have to. Maybe it's something. What's it called? Crimes Victims Compensation Fund.
I'm gonna look.
Okay. Do 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 do. No. I thought this was a game show. Quite literally, Kathy, Hannah. Quite literally.
So, the only thing, Victims Compensation Fund, I mean, maybe because I live in New York, it's a crime victims fund from federal criminal fines, forfeited bail bonds, penalties. I guess it kind of pays for like lawyers and stuff for people that don't have lawyers. It looks, I don't know. It looks, because here in New York, they're talking about, you know, September 11th. That. But then when I go through this other stuff, they talk about it just, being something that seems to be this fund that helps people that obviously, lawyers that the public defenders is what I'm trying to say here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go onward, please.
So, well, what really gets me is her and Dee Dee scammed all this money. They have all this money. And to add insult to injury, she qualifies for a public defender still paid by the rest of us taxpayers after they've already scammed the crap out of us and sick children. I don't understand that they personally, she does have a right to an attorney, but she should be paying for that attorney. That's just my opinion.
I hear you. I agree 100%. I agree. She should have paid back some money to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should have paid back some money to Habitat for Humanity. She should have paid back some money for a Make-A-Wish Foundation. She should have made back some money. Guys, is there something going on in the comments? Because I see that Cherokee girl, what am I missing? Is there somebody in the comments that's starting shit?
I was seeing the word troll a lot too, but I wasn't paying attention.
I saw something, but let me see. If you tell me, I can maybe look at this. Let's see. We have a troll. Only me is. Who is it?
There's somebody named
watching.
Only Me Baby in the chat.
Only me is the troll.
It says only
you.
Yeah, it's only me, comma, baby.
Destiny.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go onward and I'll pay attention to both. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who that is. I've never heard the name. So yeah, this is just her sentence and her judgment. So they did drop the second charge of armed criminal action. They reduced the charge from first-degree murder to second-degree. Class A felony, still 10 years. $68 fine. Judgment entered on July 5th of 2016 by Greene County Circuit Judge Carrier. Or, no, did they switch to Holden? I'm pretty sure Carrier is the one that gave her. It looks like, no, that's Judge Holden's signature. Interesting. I know they kept bouncing around, but I'm pretty sure Carrier was the one who gave her that plea deal. Oh, I think there was something else in there. Hold on, I might have missed something. Hold on. Or maybe I haven't gotten to it yet. I remember seeing something in here that made me giggle a little bit. But we still have some papers to go. Aha, okay. I hadn't gotten to it yet. All right, so right here. Defendant has been advised of her rights to file a motion for post-conviction relief pursuant to rule. Well, that's long. I'm not going to read it. And the court has found no probable cause to believe that defendant has received ineffective assistance of counsel. Well, that's a no-brainer because Michael Stanfield apparently did a good job. But yet, I still think she tried to go for an appeal.
Oh, definitely. I definitely saw that she was trying to go for appeal. I heard that.
Yeah.
Yep, she was getting ready for an appeal for sure, for sure.
That only goes to show just how much she lacks accountability. To the fullest.
God, we know that. I mean, like, you would have to be late for dessert, not just dinner, to not know that. We know that, sister. She is, you know how they say you missed the boat? She missed the friggin' water to get onto the boat. She's not even anywhere close to any kind of sewage system that would get her to the water to get her to the boat.
She's a sewage rat is what she is.
And she just does not care. This girl does not care. She doesn't look at Nick as anything other than a stepping stone, a piece of meat, somebody who she could totally take advantage of. I mean, that was just,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So now we have here Dr. Phil's letter. I'm looking to obtain the transcripts in a CD version of the case. I would like the
What's a CD?
That's funny. I would like the defense testifying as well as the prosecuting arguments. My phone number is blah, blah, blah. So don't call Dr. Phil, please, unless you really have a good reason to. I'm not here to dox. I forgot to black that out. Not that it matters because this was like 10 years ago. It's probably changed.
Well, it wouldn't be his home address.
No. But this is his office phone number at the bottom where the stamp is. But this is a totally different number.
Don't call the guy. Listen, I'm sure that where'd you get that? Off of the FOIA's, right?
Yeah, this is the FOIA letter.
Let me check it out. Let me check it out because I don't want any issues with Dr. Phil either. Michelle Warner, is that who we're talking about? Associate producer.
Associate producer.
She's an associate producer. She can get that information could have been gotten anywhere.
Okay, sounds good. All right, next.
I'll tell you something. Sizzle 74. I owned a recording studio, so indefinite on the tracks. Indefinite, baby. I know all the tracks. What do you mean Dr. Phil has changed in 10 years? I still think Dr. Phil is singing her. He hasn't done anything to say anything about Gypsy changing anything.
The only thing I've heard him say is, I think she was lying, but I have not heard him elaborate.
He needs to do a whole show on her. It might make people realize what's going on.
Yeah, she's a nutcase.
Well, I mean, it might get the attention of other people on mainstream media that would make people say, "Oh, wait a minute, let's check." And if everybody on mainstream media were to be saying the truth about Gypsy Rose, what a difference it would make.
Right. So we're getting into all of the requests, and I did redact what was important, by the way, on majority of these. First, her daughter Gypsy to fake disabilities, Gypsy to off her mom Dee Dee, all at the beginning of 2018. Okay, this is they've got everything at this point other than what's being presented at trial. So Nick's side isn't public.
Wait a minute. So mainstream media, the people that have made the movies and such, has already gotten this information that everything about Gypsy and the lies and stuff, they knew that before. I mean, they got this?
No, so these aren't HBO or anything. These are newscasts and production companies.
Well, newscasts, they're more important. They should be telling the truth. They said that Gypsy had Munchausen by proxy. They had all this stuff saying something different.
So if they're requesting this stuff that is public, Gypsy's stuff should have already been public to grab through a FOIA because she had already taken her plea. Nick's stuff, on the other hand, is more difficult to get because he still hasn't gone through trial yet through this phase. Not in January of 2018, it was November. So a lot of his stuff is not going to be public yet. But the fact of the matter is, they knew. Because Mike Stanfield even did an interview talking about Gypsy and the homemade video of her showing Nick the jabber and how to use it. And he said, he even bragged and boasted, I got that thrown out because if they had shown that, she would have died in prison, they said. It's exactly what he said.
I heard
She would have
that.
never gotten out.
I heard that. Kind of like Nick.
Yep. And Nick's the one suffering for it. Let's see. Hold on. What's next? Let me find my next page. Okay. Yes, this was NBC. That's what it was. NBC Universal out in California. I submit this formal request for preliminary hearing transcript in the criminal case. Oh, well, that's bogus. Why would you request that in 2018 for hers?
Because they want to do a show.
They wanted to request 3-year-old transcripts of just the preliminary hearing, which is guilty, not guilty. Hello, she already took her plea deal 2 years before that. Get on with the program. She's guilty. She's guilty. Sorry, I just thought that was really weird. Like they're gonna.
Yeah, but they think she has the Munchausen by proxy, and I mean, like, where does it show that in any of this stuff?
Right. So now we're getting closer to Nick's trial date. September 24th is this one. This is another film company. I don't know who Julie Allen is. That sounds so familiar. Either that's Lifetime or like, goodness, I don't know. It's called Adelaide Films.
That's all right. Adelaide Films. I could look them up and see who they're affiliated with.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. And then Julie Allen, I've seen that name a number of times. It's called perjury. He committed perjury and he told his client it was okay to do that, basically. He had his client perjure herself more than once.
So Adelaide Shea Films, Southern California, and Destination Wedding Video. Adelaide Shea. Is it Adelaide Shea or is it Adelaide? Adelaide Filmworks is premier video production company specializing in crafting visual study captivated.
Well, there's a phone number right here.
It looks like it's from Australia, so they might have gotten stuff. Didn't they just do the 60 Minutes Australia? I can imagine why they would call that up and get that.
Toddy, here's a phone number if you want to look that up. It's part, yeah.
Is it Australian?
It doesn't look like it to me. It looks like it's USA.
Okay, what is it?
604-349-6770.
Hang on. Can you give it to me again? Sorry, 604
349-6770.
Yeah, I can't bring anything up. Nothing's coming up with that.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting. Oh, Julie Allen's the court reporter. Okay, that's why I keep seeing that name. I was like, I've seen that name 1,000 times. Okay. No, that's not a big deal. They requested transcripts for basically everything through 2015 and 2016. So, I mean, they've seen it. And then, where did my mouse go? There's my clicker.
Somebody's going to call that number. You can bet your ass. Go ahead.
I know you're good. Jupiter Entertainment.
You should probably put it up behind. Guys, don't call that number. We should have put it up behind in the backstage. That's what we should have done with that.
Yes, I apologize. Yeah.
I apologize even more. Sorry about that. Please don't call that number, guys.
Yeah, let's not harass people. So a producer for a documentary series produced by Jupiter Entertainment is
so everybody got this, and everybody, and inside of it it says, what does it say that is damning for Gypsy, that changes the story that people should have known about before they go ahead?
Crime scene photos right here, audio and video recordings. You would think.
But is there anything at all that talks about the Munchausen by proxy?
Nothing. Nothing that I've seen so far. It's just more requests. But I have seen nothing. Nobody's even interested in the. Oh, here's Fancies. There's 2 of these in here.
Okay, well, cover up her name and shit, please. Her number, at least her.
I covered up all of her information. Okay, yeah, cool. No, this is good for now.
She might have been getting disability. Was she getting disability? Do you know if Dee Dee was getting disability? Somebody said she was getting disability.
It's possible. I know Gypsy was, so. I wouldn't see why not. Dee Dee, for one, wasn't working, and she did have thorough documentation that she was ill at one point, if not, leading all the way up to the, her last day.
Well, she was obese, and we see that she had cancer when right. Didn't she have cancer? She had gout. She had cancer. She was obese. Yep. She was leaving. Gypsy had a free and clear run. My mom could probably walk faster than Dee Dee could at that time. So the right. point is, this is the way she wanted her mom to die. Now, right. I've asked a million times, why so brutal? Why so? It doesn't make any sense. But when you go back to Gypsy and you think of everything that we know about Gypsy, I believe wholeheartedly that she told a little girl that she would push her eyes in the back of her head. I believe wholeheartedly that she pulled that little girl's hair that we had heard that story about. I believe wholeheartedly that she continues to be the awful diabolical person that she is today. And I believe that was who she was when she came out of the womb. I think Demona. Exactly. Sonny said it, Demona. And I think Gypsy showed up on occasion. Gypsy showed up when she was eating royal mashed potatoes and going on things that she should have gone on. But I think Demona is the main character in Gypsy. I believe that now.
Absolutely. Do you see how cheap the FOIAs were before? $1, $7.90. Now we're throwing $600-$700 at them.
Yeah, because they're wanted now.
Well, now they also probably figured out we're sharing them amongst each other, and they're not making as much as they wanted to, so they're going to up the price. Supply and demand, baby. Supply and demand. Oh boy. Whoops.
Yep.
So this is the list of things that they requested as far as records go. This is in here more than once. So it's just basically everything in 2019, which is weird. I don't know if that's for Nick or Gypsy. It just does the Blanchard case, so I assume Gypsy, since she's the hot topic and Nick isn't.
Well, there are people trying to figure out what happened over there. I mean, now that stuff is coming out, I believe, I don't know, so here's the thing, you would think now people are starting to really, the FOIAs are now being shared among people that this stuff has got to get out. I mean, I would think it's really just a matter of time. It's already starting to happen, where mainstream media, some people, that one woman from Court TV, she's the one that was like, I ain't buying it or whatever. The first woman, she was an African-American, real pretty, skinny woman that she said she wasn't buying it. She thought that Gypsy was full of shit, basically, but she said it with a lot of than I just did. And so I think that there are people now that have realized, she said something about the dollar signs and such, and how happy could she be? Here's somebody that lost her mom. My dad died, it'll be 4 years in June. And, I think of him I know when I behave a certain way in my actions that I got that from him. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't always get along. We had a very good relationship, thankfully, but there were bumps in the road and stuff like that. The Gypsy doesn't seem to even recognize that she had a mom. Like, she just went right from Christy's her mom. Like, who does that? Who does that?
She's sick. That's for damn sure. Yep. Hey guys, I don't know if you guys have heard the update on the FOIAs and the money for the FOIAs. So the next set, it's paid for. It's paid for. And
Cool beans.
Amber from Into the Weeds said that it was at 40% right now, being ready. She suspects it should be delivered within 2 weeks.
Cool.
Once she makes that payment. I don't know if she's made that payment yet or when she's making that payment, but she did show donations are still coming in for the next set, which is, she said that she's got to crunch numbers to find out the final cost, but she said last she checked it was around $700. So we're still doing donations for that. She put another deposit, she put $100 deposit on that one. So she does have a deposit down on the very last big set. And so yeah, that's where we're at right now. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks we're gonna have a good chunk coming in.
I wonder what Gypsy's gonna do about that. Is there more stuff to go through here?
Let me see real quick. I think it's mostly just requests.
Okay.
Everybody requested all these FOIAs so long ago, and nobody called her out on her bull until she got out. What were we thinking?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Absolutely. That's the issue right there, my friend.
This one got me. Dr. Andrew Lucy.
Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. Where is that? Where is the link for them to
Oh, PayPal. I do not know Amber's PayPal off the top of my head.
Where's the link that they could go to for the FOIAs to help pay for them?
So it's Cash App and I can't. Here, I'll put it in back chat for you.
Okay, can I put it? Am I able to put it up then?
Yeah, you can. I don't have access to the chat right now. If you
put it in the back for me, I'll go ahead and grab it.
So that is the Cash App that you can send to. Another option, even if you're international, you can.
Where do I get that? I didn't get that. How do I get that? Okay,
it's in the back chat.
Oh, I see a private chat. I see it. I see it now. I see it now. Okay, hang on. I gotta get back to where I'm at.
You can also go to their social media, their Facebook, and send through MBR, which is their radio station. So yeah, Facebook is another option if need be. I don't know the PayPal information, but if you guys want to reach out to Into the Weeds, I have a QR code for her PayPal, but it didn't have an email.
I put the thing up for go to Into the Weeds podcast, and you can check them out on YouTube. I'm sure they have all that information.
Yeah,
I have the stuff on the FOIAs in one of the videos I put up. Not the last video, but there was a video that I had that information on. So I mean,
yeah,
and yeah, so it's there. Or you can go to their YouTube channel, subscribe, and then hit up their Cash App. Oh, thank you, Carla. That's very nice of you to do that for them, because it's for us. I've been sharing these.
Yes, very much appreciated. I wanted, to set up a fund for this because Amber and I had talked a few times, and she had told me that she, had applied for these FOIAs, and she wanted the entire thing. And I'm like, well, how much is it going to cost? And she was like, well, this and this. And I'm like, holy cow, that's a lot of money. just to put down on something that you guys aren't covering currently.
Right.
What are you going to do? And she's like, well, I mean, I'll either get them or I won't. I've already put a deposit down. And I'm like, well, okay, no. Let's cut through some red tape here. Let's see if we can't get a fund going, because everybody's going to want to see these. You're already approved. They've already got them, a certain percentage ready for you, which means you're going to get them. You just need the funds. It's quicker to go through a third party who already has, money down on it, ready to go, versus waiting another 3 months potentially for somebody else to try and pay the same amount.
I agree. Who might not share?
Exactly. And we know Into the Weeds will not gatekeep those.
They've been sharing them.
Yep.
They've been sharing them.
So with this
they started
one,
sharing them and didn't even ask for any money, to be honest with you. And then they realized, oh my God, look at how much money it is. And it was me that in Becca's Scoops, I know for sure, that said, can we pitch in? And then somebody came up with the idea, it might have been you, Trixie, that said, hey, listen, we're all using them. We're all sharing them. Let's all pitch in. And so, you guys have knocked it out of the park. I did a video and I said that I got them from them and if they wanted to pitch in, and I shared that. And it's right. Yeah. It's the right thing to do. I've sent them out. I've sent over 100 of those FOIAs out. I haven't asked for a dime. I'm not going to ask for a dime for those FOIAs. I know that some people took those FOIAs from Into the Weeds podcast and started selling them. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. In the meantime, I'm sending them out one by one. I'm literally sending them out one by one until I reached out to Trixie Layne and said, damn, can you please send me the link? Because I just can't. Because I was also doing the criminal stuff. I was trying to get that shit together. It was like I just took on too much. So,
right.
Yeah, so you would go to Into the Weeds podcast.
Cash App Weeds. 79.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the Cash App again. I'll go ahead and put that back up.
When I get my first payout from YouTube, I plan to make a donation to it. Whether the FOIAs are ready and already paid for or not, I'm still going to make a donation to them in some manner, one way or the other.
Sure.
You've
done an amazing job by putting it out there, putting word of mouth out there. You've done an amazing job.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So yeah, I set up that public drive so everybody can just grab those FOIAs from there.
You need to help me with the drive from me. I need you to honestly help me with the drive from me.
Yeah, I can do that behind the scenes.
Yeah, cool beans.
This doctor requested through FOIA the copies and information as well of the case, the whole case. My daughter is undertaking a university module on public trials and requires the judgments and transcripts for the above trials, as the trials were protracted and had separate components for the two defendants. And then it cut off. But anywho, what caught my attention with this was, let me see, is there a date on here? I think this was 2020, after Nick's trial and his conviction. He looked into this in 2020, or his daughter did. How did they not know Gypsy was guilty? Where was this? That really boggled me. Okay. And have we heard of Red Letter Media? That sounds so familiar.
Red Banyan was the one that Gypsy belonged to. Red Banyan.
Okay. That's why. Because this is Red Letter Media requesting them too. Same. Holy cow. I don't know what's with those numbers. Pages, I guess. Oh, they're adding up the pages for each one. Okay. But credit and debit card phone payment. Okay, never mind. That's not important. Department of Corrections. Legal name change for Gypsy from Blanchard to Anderson. I still don't know why it was for Arkansas when it's clearly showing right here. That's not the case. That's
so
weird.
When did she go? When did she ask for the legal name change? When was that? Why am I writing that, Mike?
Sometime in 2022.
Okay, in 2022, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that was way back there. Yeah, we knew it was for her name to change to Anderson. We just didn't know why it was for Arkansas. She applied for a name change in Arkansas and was granted.
Guys.
That's what's mind-boggling for me. Let's see. So this is, I don't know what this is. Shall be required to, I guess, her stipulations for being in DOC or rules.
She didn't follow them very well.
The offender shall be required to use her commitment name, legal name. Well, this is after she married Ryan. And DOC number, and signing in and out of housing, and anywhere else on the premises. The offender shall be required to use her commitment name, legal name. Yeah, this is all boring crap. Not important.
Okay.
Just more requests. And I think this is the last page, actually. Non-party request for transcripts. Yeah, that's the last page. That's everything.
Okay. Guys, if you want to I see a lot of you want to go ahead and donate to, and I think it's wonderful. Just go to Into the Weeds podcast, go to their YouTube channel. And I'm pretty sure on their YouTube channel there's going to be cash apps or something there. Or if you write to them, 1000%, if you write to them, they will write back to you. So it's Amber and Alora, mother and daughter team.
Yes.
So, yeah. So guys, is there anything that you guys didn't know that you learned today that you want to talk about on this in the chat before we call it a day, and I call it half a day and go to sleep for a few hours? Is Nick allowed interviews or anything? I don't know. And right now he doesn't want to speak from my understanding. And again, I did reach out to the lawyer, but I have not heard back from him. I did hear that the email that I wrote to him on hasn't been set up by him. So, anyway. But I called and left a detailed message, and he didn't get back to me. I'm going to give him another day, and I'll give him a call tomorrow. I don't want to hound him. He doesn't owe me anything. So that's an answer to that. That's the best I got.
Okay, guys. So I am uploading this FOIA to that drive right now.
It's the same drive that I have the link for.
Same drive.
Yeah, it's the same link, guys, that I have on my Facebook page that Trixie Layne was nice enough to put up for me. So you could go ahead and grab from there. That's where the FOIAs are, guys. The FOIAs are there.
And I also put in a blank application for the FOIA request if you guys want to make your own requests ever for any reason in Missouri. It's there. It's blank. It's got the email address and everything.
It's expensive, guys. I mean, like, you're going to get the same thing that we're going to give you for nothing, but whatever you want to do.
I just wanted to make sure it was there in case, because I get asked that question all the time.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If anybody is doubting or anybody needs anything for real or anybody's doing anything and they want the real ones, that's fine. But you could print out, the ones that we're giving you too, right? As far as I know, you could print them out.
Yeah.
So if you guys needed to look at them without staring at the computer, whatever you want to do, guys, it's there. I know that more than a few people have hit me up from, different parts of the world that wanted them. And that would be a lot of money to go ahead and get those sent to people from a different, part of the world and stuff. So
Tommy, I apologize. I wanted to ask you, have you watched Anxious Aunt today?
Not today. I was sleeping, remember?
Yes. They have a 4-minute video up, but in the middle of that 4-minute video, they have an extended version of Ruby. That Ruby video of Gypsy. They posted it.
I love them.
It's a few seconds longer. You guys should go watch it. So
Anxious Aunt Crimes is the name of that channel now. They changed it to Anxious Aunt Crimes.
They're wonderful ladies. They're hilarious. They crack me up. So it's Ruby. Remember when she's in the camera saying, "I will use my one card against
against you.
you." Now there's an extended version. There's more that she said before that they showed on video. Her on the video, like it's. I was like,
I'm gonna run to that shit. I'm gonna run to that. I love Anxious Aunt. They are so funny and so cool. I love those girls.
It's not extended much. It's not extended much, Joy. It's just got a few extra seconds, but it's very telling. Very telling. I don't remember what Gypsy said before that, but I did see it and I was like, oh, I screen recorded it. That's all I did. That way I don't lose it.
All right. So do we have anything else? Because I'm going to run over there and check out that video before I go to sleep.
Well, it's just a 4-minute video and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay. Anything else that we're talking about today? We good? We talk about what else?
I'm good. I look forward to seeing you guys. Friday. And hopefully all of you guys. We're going to have Injustice for All joining us on panel on my. Yep, it's going to be on my channel, Trixie Layne, and Tottie's going to take the recording and bring it over to her channel too.
That's right. That's right. And you can take this and bring it over to your channel too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So I'm going to go check that out and go to sleep for a little bit. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, I'm going to go to sleep for a little bit because I'm going to work tonight. And I'm hoping to get a video out in the morning. I really do try, guys, to get a video out in the morning. I know that you guys, like to have coffee with me. And I do try. Sometimes at work things happen and I can't get it, but I try. I try really hard. So please know that. And thank you for, it's been over a year, but it's been a year since I've been getting paid from YouTube. And I thank you so much, guys. And if you guys want to know what I've done with the money for the channel, I said I'd donate 10%. I donated about 20%. You could check that out on the community post. You could see the receipts there. It's all because of you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Trixie, I'll see you on Friday, but we will talk before. I'll be waking you up at 4:30 in the morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this, and thank you for allowing it to come on my channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for putting up with me, too.
No, guys, you're great. You're great.
I'll see you guys later.
We love you lots, yeah. Okay. Very good. Be well. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hit the join button, Millie Mermaid. Hit the join button. I'm going to say night-night. And thank you so much, guys. And I'll get a video out to you in the morning. I'm working on the second part of the 4th episode of the 2nd season of Gypsy Ahoy, Life After Lockup. She needs to be locked up again. All right, guys, look at this. But it feels so good. Can I tell you, my hair is really friggin' soft and fluffy. I got my dad's shit here. That's from my dad, just so you know. There's a streak of white. It's my dad. He used to say it happened because my mom kissed him when I was little. All right, guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. You're very welcome, Ray of Sunshine. There's a join button, my friend. I promise. I promise. So, guys, what do you think? Please like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. As always, guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And check out Trixie Layne.